The second game of 2026, the UNLV Skating Rebels playing host once again to the Niagara Purple Eagles. Now UNLV getting the win last night thanks to Devin Nagra's game-winning goal in the third period. Can the Purple Eagles get it back in blood and escape Sin City with a series split? Let's find out. Niagara and UNLV just ahead. City National Arena playing host to the Niagara Purple Eagles and the UNLV Skating Rebels once again tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Dominic Dubois, joined this time by Kyle Sparrow, ringside reporter. Thanks for joining me in this really cold air outside here in Summerlin. But Kyle, as we kind of mentioned in the open, last night UNLV picking up the win against Niagara. A pair of freshmen breaking through, as well as Devin Nagra scoring the GWG late.
Yeah, it was a very tight physical game, and UNLV finally broke through with Devin Nagra, shooting that from the point and just getting it to hop past their goaltender, as well as the rookies. We've been talking about them all season long, and they've just been cashing in on opportunities, and I expect nothing less going forward tonight.
And yeah, you mentioned the freshman core for the UNLV Skating Rebels team. Anthony Vigneri-Greener, the head coach, mentioned last night post-game how big this group has been, and we also saw it. We mentioned on the broadcast multiple times. Their starting line, Brady Estabrook, Luke Backel, and Bryce Johnson. Johnson opening up the scoring last night for UNLV. A big physical line. We're going to be expecting much more of the same tonight against Niagara.
Yeah, and especially with Niagara's speed. We saw it yesterday. Kind of got lazy in the second period. The Rebels did. 2 unanswered goals, tied at 2-2 in that second period. But, that's what they're there for. You talk about physicality. That's one of the keys going forward in this game, especially. It's in a top 10 matchup regardless.
Absolutely a top 10 and a top 5 matchup in the country. We're going to kind of silence ourselves out here. We're going to get inside where it's a little bit warmer, marginally warmer. We're going to send things over to AJ Reed.
Special teams, special teams, special teams. That's the mantra being echoed in both locker rooms tonight after an emotional game 1. We saw 5-on-4, 5-on-3, 4-on-4, 4-on-3, and even 3-on-3, and a coach ejection to boot. For Niagara, the message is clear. You have to capitalize. They went into last night's game ranked second in the ACHA on the power play, but they squandered opportunities with a 5-on-3 and multiple power plays to boot. For UNLV, keep out of the box. Control your emotions. At coach ejection, emotions were high, but they were able to capitalize twice on the power play. Zoe Salas is ringside with one of them. What do you got, Zoe?
I'm here with forward Charlie Masick here. Now, Charlie, last night, coach, along with other few of your teammates, noted on how your freshman class is the best freshman class that UNLV has seen ever. Why do you think that is?
I think just the nature of college hockey right now, with the rule change and everything. There's a lot of good players coming down from a lot of good junior leagues, and we have a lot of guys from the NAL especially, and I think we're really having some success early. So.
Obviously, last night you did an impressive performance and you scored the 3rd goal of the game. What do you hope to take with that and for tonight's game?
We just got to get to the net and get pucks to the net. That's how we scored a lot of our goals early, and all of the goals early. So we just got to do that, and hopefully we'll find the back of the net.
Obviously now Niagara has seen how you guys played from last night, so what do you think you're going to expect from them tonight as they prepared?
We know they're going to be more physical than they were last night, and they're going to be a better team than they were last night, so we just got to be better ourselves. So.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Charlie, and good luck out there. Dom and AJ, let's get back to you.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, AJ. Thanks for coming back in the broadcast booth with us. And thank you, Kyle, for joining me outside at City National Arena. It was awfully cold out there, but it's a little bit warmer inside. There's more people here at City National Arena for night 2 of 2, as we mentioned, between Niagara and UNLV. I'm Dominic Duvall, your play-by-play commentator, if you haven't figured that out yet. But last night, a nail-biter, 4-3 win. Devin Niagara with the game-winning goal over Niagara late in the game. Beautiful goal. We saw it in the open. But there were some other things within that game that we mentioned, AJ. I mean, you touched on the special teams a lot, and that was kind of a thing that we talked about after the game was over and in between, just how effective Niagara's special teams were. They were clicking at 45% entering that game, and UNLV were able to shut them down.
Yeah, it's something I mentioned in the pregame there. Second in the ACHA coming into last night's game, and they squandered a lot of opportunities, 5-on-3s, multiple 5-on-4s, 4-on-3s. So for a team that is that effective on the power play, I mean, credit to UNLV's penalty kill, but for a team that effective on the power play, you would want them to connect on one of those chances for sure.
100%, and that's one thing that we're going to be looking out for is for Niagara to bounce back. I mentioned in the open, looking for a series split. And heading into this game, that's what I thought was going to happen, right? I thought it was going to be a series split. We're going to see if that holds up tonight, but there would be a lot of momentum for UNLV to get the sweep over a top 5 team, especially starting in the second semester and the final semester of the season.
Yeah, that second half of the season, you need a lot of momentum going your way. We saw that with UNLV last season. Everything seemed to be clicking at the right times going to the national tournament. But Niagara looking to get back in the win sheet. They've been on that 2-game losing streak against Ohio, now dropping one to UNLV, so 3 in a row. Got to get one back.
Yeah, and one other storyline that we're going to mention was the peg situation with the nets. We're going to go to video from earlier. So that was earlier tonight. We had a bit of an audio issue there, but we have marsh pegs tonight. That was a storyline last night, was how often the net was coming off of its moorings. Now we have the NHL pegs. They're drilled actually into the ice for once, so we're going to see if that's going to still be an issue tonight. But that, I talked about it at length last night. That's not really the goaltender's problem to make sure the net stays on its moorings. Like with Jacob Davinsky, he's going post to post aggressively. He wants to make a save. So he wants to make a save. He wants to keep the puck out of the net. It's not his responsibility to make sure that the net is just fine and dandy. So we're going to step away for one moment. We're going to show those images of the marsh pegs being put in and talk about that a little bit more after the opening ceremonies. Then we'll get to the starters and the actual puck drop as usual. So once again, we're going to step away for the national anthem and the ceremonial puck drop. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask all those who are able to please rise. Uncover your hands and turn towards the flag with your right hand over your head for tonight's performance of our national anthem. Performance scene. Please welcome the Desert Storm combat veteran and 25-year law enforcement officer, Harry Burnett. Oh, say
great pipes.
Unreal pipes there. So now we're all set to go. We're going to go back to that Marsh Peg storyline. We're going to show that in its entirety. So this is pregame. The Marsh Pegs going in NHL level here for an NHL facility. We'll see if these pegs hold up better against
It
Jacob
was
Dubinsky.
crazy last night. It came off like 5 times, I think. And, there's a little gamesmanship from UNLV trying to, he's the goalie's, Niagara goalie's sliding too hard. He's hitting the post. He's making it come off on purpose. I really don't think that was the case.
I don't think so either. We'll see if it is a little bit better tonight. So we're going to go through the starters very quickly. Heath Mensch, Oliver Band, Caleb Strong, the forwards for UNLV, Jackson Wyatt, and Devin Niagara, who had the GWG last night in the back end, and in between the pipes, Doug Lakeland for UNLV. Switching gears over to Niagara, Aiden Kalin, Lucas Fancy, and Charlie Belanger, the forward lines, and then Cullen McCormick, in the back end with Seth Coulter and Jacob Dubinsky in between the pipes for Niagara. Once again tonight, he had a stellar game last night despite the loss. We'll see if he can follow that game up tonight with a win. Who knows? We don't yet. We're closer to finding out as we're underway here for night 2 at City National Arena. So there's Niagara. We mentioned he had the game-winning goal last night as you have an early offsides call. So we're going to see if the first period tonight, AJ, is a little bit more free and open than it was last night. They're kind of establishing what they were going to do in that game early on. I mean, it was the first ever meeting between the two programs. Now the full 60 minutes under each other's belt, playing each other. We'll see how this opening frame is. There's Niagara skating the blue line. That shot gets tipped just wide of the net. And Dubinsky finds it and holds for a whistle on the outside of the cage. So UNLV already getting some early zone time, something that they couldn't necessarily do last night this early in the game.
Well, and last night, it's like two heavyweight boxers in that first round, feeling each other out. You don't want to show everything you got, but, you want to see what the other opponent's got as well. And Niagara, for the first 5 or so minutes of the game, dominated. All blocked all passing lanes, shooting lanes, made it really tough for UNLV to get anything going on offense, having a little bit of an easier time so far tonight.
We'll see if that continues as Jacob Kalin up the right wing. Couldn't get it to Johnny Westcove, and they'll ice the puck 53 seconds into the opening frame.
Well, another thing we saw was that UNLV, it seemed like after those 5 or so minutes, really came into their own, and it put Niagara on the more timid side, and they weren't able to recover as well. And that's when we saw the 2 goals for UNLV.
And then Niagara settled in that middle period and tied it up at 2. And then it was just haymaker after haymaker in the third to round out last night. We mentioned multiple times that was the best game we've seen really all season long here at City National Arena. We're hoping that we see a very similar game at the very least tonight between these two teams. So now UNLV, here they come on the left wing. That's Rand. His shot towards the goal gets tipped way up into the corner on the opposite side. Masick was on it and took a spill. And that gets sent out of the zone. Now the Skating Rebels will try and wind up a rush out of their own end. And that gets knifed through by Estabrook. Johnson gets tied up, in tight, wraparound try by Backel, and it gets steered away from danger. Sent back on by Gordon, and a save made Dubinsky. That was the best UNLV's looked so far tonight. Backel getting low and trying to feed it towards the goal mouth, and Gordon on the half wall firing it towards the net.
Yeah, Backel had a wide open net there for the wraparound chance, but they were able to get in front of that one and block it just in time.
UNLV keeping up on the forecheck. Johnson switching with White. Purple Eagles ramping up the physicality already. Estabrook moving on in, down low now, settling it down. Plays it towards the slot, bouncing puck. Going to be settled down by Johnson, and that gets chipped through traffic. And now here come the Purple Eagles the other way. That's Soika who leaves it. Shepard couldn't center it. And that's sent back on, 6 save by Wakeland, and it'll hold for a whistle. So a little bit more wide open in the opening 2.5 minutes or so than it was last night, but still nothing going really for either team.
Yeah, nothing really going. It's going to be tight for both sides trying to get offensive zone time and get a good look on goal.
UNLV trying to start it out in their own end, head up in his own end. That was Nagra. His pass goes Aaron, and Jensen beats out that foot race. He plays it down low around the wall. Kelly in a foot race with a pair of Eagles. And they come together. Jackson Wyatt, he had a goal last night as well. Sends it cross corner, delayed off sides, and then it gets waved off right after. So Corolla wasn't too happy about that. Cullen McCormick starting it out from behind his own net. McCormick gapped by Jensen. He sends it into the zone. Wakeland stops it up with the paddle. And here come the Skating Rebels. In the zone, Little in his own end. Off the kick plate and neutralized, gets him knifed away. Aiden Kalen, it looks like. He couldn't keep possession. UNLV in their own end. Can't get that going. Loft, the captain for this Purple Eagles team, sends it down the ice. Kuntz now under pressure in his own end. Gets to the open ice for Strong. Strong in the backhand, gets it on the tape from Mensch. The turn pass to Strong. Strong takes it down low. Trying to get it to Mensch on the doorstep. Everyone whacking at it. Puck still loose, and it gets directed out, and it hits the post. The crossbar, that was Asher White's on the second chance. Ford shot, they score. Oliver Band on the redirection, and UNLV strikes first for the second night in a row.
Well, interesting sequence there. UNLV got a good chance in front of the net. Dubinsky scrambling for that one, and then it somehow got back out, hit the crossbar, it looked like, and then
you got the replay here. Ford with the shot, knocked down in front. It looks like it hit Oliver Band or somebody in front.
I'm not sure.
But that's got to feel good for Oliver Band after having his goal last night waved off. He breaks through for a goal of his own tonight. And like we mentioned, UNLV striking first for the second night in a row. Laid offsides on Niagara early. They tag up, and they'll get back on the forecheck. So in the opening 5 minutes, UNLV already gets on the board. And it seems like so far they've really controlled a lot of this game. As here they come again. Rand getting gapped by Taylor. Rand gets taken down. Now Soika. Soika on the left wing, gains his own. He gets gapped, plays it down low, and that gets played off the kick plate. Goes off a UNLV stick, and now back in UNLV's possession. It's McIntosh who spins away from contact and sends it in on the backhand. And that gets tipped into the zone. And now UNLV winding up another rush once again. That's Kuntz. Plays it off the kick plate and gets stood up. Johnson lays a hit on McCormick. Bouncing puck in center. Spumeni settles it down, lets one go, blocked in front. Centering try from the slot. That shot just misses from McCormick. It's the best chance all night long so far for Niagara. Now here comes UNLV. That's Backel inside, outside, ties his man up, and he gets held up there, no call. Backel still with it, gets it to Johnson, swept up top for White's. Return past Johnson. They play pitch and catch along the half wall, and White sends it in. Spumeni now with it. On the right wing, he cuts inside and gains his own. Mason Kelly on the loose puck. On the tape, Jensen. Jensen now on the left wing side for the Rebels. Here he comes, he catches an edge. Gets back up, finds the loose puck in his skates. Being harassed in the corner by Taylor. Now Niagara trying to break the puck out. A bouncing puck in center, gloved down by Dylan Gordon. And he sweeps it towards the open ice. Now Carollo. To Kelly, centering try, pad save, Dubinsky. That was Jensen from the slot. Now Jensen down low, harassed by Taylor and Fancy. And now Kelly from the half wall. He'll look on the tape, Nagra. Nagra looking now, fires one towards the net, misses it blocker side, and that kicks out of the zone for Kalen. Wyatt tries to lay the body on Kalen and gets more of the glass than he does the Niagara forward. There the Purple Eagles, shot from the point, blocked out in front. A stick of Niagara, it looks like, and now here come the Rebels the other way. That's Strong from the right wing, he dumps it in. Now Ban, he opened up the scoring. Ban, wraparound try, can't get it on net. He'll survey, and that's just out of the reach of DiMaggio. DiMaggio now, head fake, and gets it on the tape on the left wing for Mensch. Delayed offsides for UNLV. And now here's Strong with it from center. Just over the stick of Ban. Ban can't knife that pass Little. Gets kept in the zone, and a big-time collision on Kuntz there at the point. Now Niagara still trying to get his zone entry. That was Cassette laying the body on Kuntz on that previous play. In the slot, delayed penalty upcoming on UNLV. They score! Niagara ties it up on the delayed penalty. And Jacob Cassette finds the back of the net for the Purple Eagles. So it doesn't take Niagara that long to wake up inside the game tonight.
Well, that was a long sequence. Here's the replay.
And a bit of a mess out in front, and Cassette on the doorstep. No one around him. Puts it past Wakeland. So brand new hockey game early at the 11:07 mark.
Well, Niagara needed to capitalize on those opportunities. Can't let a team as good as Niagara get those chances with the puck that close to the net, because you know they are going to capitalize.
We have some chatter on the wing of the faceoff circle. Cameron Shepard and Luke Backel exchanging some words. Here comes Niagara. That shot misses high. Rebound cleared away from danger. Now here's Backel going in and out once again around McCormick. Estabrook now on the backhand up top for Ford. Ford from the point, that's blocked in front. As Soika, who plays it off the wall and out of the zone, down the length of the ice for an icing.
Well, it felt like up until the Niagara goal, UNLV was like a touch better in the neutral zone, getting pucks, getting better rushes than Niagara, getting a little bit better offensive possessions. But then Niagara out of nowhere, gets the messy play in front of the net, tie it up, and now it's a whole new game, like you mentioned. Kind of gets the wind out of everyone's sails on the UNLV side. We're back to square one.
Indeed we are. Once again, Jacob Cassette tying the game up on the last goal. Oliver Band opened up the scoring tonight. Now here's Jensen with it. Over the red line. Sidesteps a hit. Taylor around the wall. Huntington. The play is blown dead once again. There's going to be a penalty upcoming for Niagara. Cross-checking is going to be the call. Waiting to double check on who's going. I believe that was Samuel Davies, the defenseman, for a cross-check. So UNLV getting a look at the power play early in this one. They had success last night. Samuel Davies indeed for a cross-check. Here's Nagra. Point-to-point strong. Rink-wide feed to the dot for Mensch. Mensch shoots one, blocked out in front by Loft. Now up top, Nagra. Mensch strong. He and Nagra flip. Strong now on the backhand, looking. A lot of jousting going on in front of the net. Here's Nagra again. High slot, shoots one. Glove save, Dubinsky.
Impressive save there. And Nagra was one of the successors yesterday on the UNLV power play, had the game-winning goal on the power play. Both UNLV goals in the third period came on the power play. Masick had the other one earlier in that third period. But I think it was the best the UNLV power play has looked all season, at least at home.
I would
Scoring
agree.
twice.
I mean, they're snapping the puck around. Good puck movement. Good movement off the puck as well. The special teams, as you mentioned earlier in the open, AJ, made the difference last night for both teams, really. Here's Niagara, shorthanded try. That's a save made by Wakeland. And we hit our first media break of the night, so with 8:37 to go, the ice crew will come out and we'll step away for a brief moment. UNLV and Niagara knotted up at 1.
Vince Sapienza here with Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Make sure you check out my show, Hockey in the Desert Weekly, the only show that highlights your 2025 ACHA National Champion Skating Rebels. From weekly highlights to features on players and staff, I sit down with a member of the Scarlet and Gray each and every week, so make sure you tune in to Hockey in the Desert Weekly every Wednesday at midnight right here on Fox 5 and throughout the week on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network.
All right, we're back here at City National Arena. Vince Sapienza of Fox 5 Las Vegas, promoting Hockey in the Desert Weekly, covering your UNLV Skating Rebels. So once again, 1-1 here in Summerlin. Oliver Band opening up the scoring earlier in the period, and Jacob Cassette tying things up at 1 shortly thereafter. UNLV on the power play right now, under a minute to go on the Samuel Davies cross-checking minor. As we mentioned, UNLV had some success on the power play last night. So far, nothing much going on this man advantage opportunity to open up the game. Here's Backel. Saucer pass gets knocked out of the air by Little. And that gets sent around the wall. And we have a delayed penalty upcoming on the Skating Rebels. Looks like it's going to be on Oliver Band for a high stick. And play is blown dead early. So Dean Taylor going to the bench, holding his ear. May have caught a stick up high from Band.
Well, credit to Niagara. Once they were able to clear the puck on that initial UNLV possession on the power play, UNLV unable to really get anything going on offense, even giving Niagara a shorthanded shot opportunity. Now we'll cancel out and we'll do a little 4-on-4. We saw a little bit of that last night too, as well as some 3-on-3. features some crazy saves from Dubinsky.
Yeah, those
At
saves
least
were
3.
unreal. So already Oliver Band going for the first penalty of the game for UNLV. 2 minutes for a high stick, so it's going to be 4-on-4 for about 25 seconds now, and then just over a minute and a half abbreviated man advantage for the Purple Eagles. Jensen fans on that pass attempt. So Little's going to take this behind his own cage and kill a little bit of time and allow for the Purple Eagles to go on the power play, and they do for a minute and a half now. Here's Niagara setting up shop at the top of the zone. Rink wide feed off the kick plate. Little moves in, shoots one, knocked down in front, rebound try. No joy for the Purple Eagles. And now here comes Niagara once again with about a minute to go. Little fires one, tips just wide. And that goes between the legs of Little and UNLV on it. That's Masick. Masick now off a turnover. Toe drag, and it gets chopped off of his stick. Great defensive effort there by Johnny Westco. But a great forecheck there as well from Charlie Masick, chasing that puck all the way into the offensive zone and even generating maybe a scoring chance. So about 35 seconds to go on the Oliver Band high sticking minor. Here comes Niagara with speed. Shot from the left wing, deflected up into the protective netting. 29 seconds to go on the Purple Eagles power play.
So as we mentioned a few times, this Niagara power play coming into last night, second in the ACHA in terms of power play goals. They were 45%, something like 11 for 24. Did not capitalize at all last night on the power play, and so far not generating a lot of offense in this one.
We have about another 20 seconds now to try and generate some sort of offense. So far, they haven't been able to. As that puck skips down low, final 10 seconds of the man advantage for Niagara. They're going to set up shop one more time on the right wing half wall. Now down low, back to the half wall from the dot. Moving to the high slot, a shot through traffic, knocked down in front and cleared away from the goal mouth, but Niagara keeping play. That puck skips out of the zone. Oliver Band fresh out of the box in a foot race with Taylor. Doesn't get there. Taylor took that high stick from Band that started that Niagara power play in the first place. Both players are back out there. Mensch leaves it for Strong. Rink wide for Band just underneath the blade of his stick. Plays it off the skate of Shabbat and out of the zone. Jackson Wyatt's back there to recover. That gets sent in on the backhand. McCormick keeps possession, spins it up out of danger, turns the puck over. UNLV now. Mensch chased out of the zone. Now Wyatt plays it back into his own end and gets changed up. So under 5 minutes to go, UNLV trying to wind up a rush, and here they go. On the tape, Gordon. Gordon sends it around the wall and in the zone. Rand bumps his man. That puck skips free to the slot. Settled down by McCormick. Plays that deep. And now here comes McIntosh from the left dot. Tries to feed one towards the slot. Doesn't get there. A second chance try. Knocked down in front. Gordon fans on it once. Another try off the pad of Dubinsky. Masick disrupting that rush for Niagara, and that's on the backhand for Gordon. On the tape, McIntosh. On the backhand, Masick. He gets bumped there, and Rand can't get it deeper into the zone, and now here comes Niagara. Mélanger from the right wing. Toe drag shot tipped away from the net. And now here comes UNLV once again. DiMaggio from the slot, shooting one. Looks like it went off of maybe the blocker of Dubinsky into the protective netting. So we're getting one more ice shoveling here, but we're going to stick around. 3:41 to go in this opening period. Once again, Oliver Band opened up the scoring for the game and for UNLV. And then Jacob Cassette tied the game up shortly thereafter, and that's where we stand with, once again, 3:41 to go. Shots are 8-6 in favor of UNLV. Still pretty tight opening frame.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding for these offenses, to say the least. I mean, not getting anything easy on the breakouts in their own zone, and, you know, credit to these defenses for holding it down in the other zone, trying to make, you know, getting in front of every single passing lane, shooting lane. Nothing easy for either of these teams on offense.
And I will say, I mean, UNLV has looked pretty good in their transition game, just being able to start from their own end and then generate a rush. They've been pretty good through the neutral zone, offensively and defensively, being able to, one, disrupt Niagara's rushes through neutral ice, but also being able to generate a rush off of the forced turnover and get a zone entry, not all the way clean, or even just get the puck in the zone so they can forecheck and dumping the puck in.
Yeah, and UNLV has looked pretty. I mean, their best chances have come on the rush so far tonight, and they have been better in the neutral zone.
And a lot of games are won in neutral ice. And Johnson, who opened up the scoring last night, that shot goes up into the protective netting. And we're going to try that again. 3:33 to go now, an Angel number. Forgot what that Angel number meant.
Do you know what any of them mean?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what any of them mean?
No. Here comes Cassette. He shoots one. Deflected up into the netting, and there's a shaken up Skating Rebels player in the back of the play, and that was Luke Backel. He's back up. Didn't quite catch what happened.
You know, our old color commentator, Ryan Gilder, me and him had a bet one time that you would mention an Angel number when it came up. I lost that bet, but I said you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you've been calling games with me for enough time.
If I knew then what I know now, I would not have made that bet.
I feel like that's applicable to a lot of people. If we knew the things we do now, in retrospect, we would make a lot of different decisions. Here come the Rebels. Mason Kelly on the left wing. Mohawk turns there. Loose puck out in front. And, well, the net comes off for the first time tonight at the 2:55 mark. So we'll not sure how well those marsh pegs are holding up.
Hey, we highlighted it. We thought, you know, they were doing some work on that net, trying to hold it down. It came off 5 times last night. That's so far just the first time, but
we'll see what the running total is. We're not sure exactly what the total was last night.
at least 5.
But we're keeping track now. It's 1. I can say the same for last night. It happened at least once. Jacob Kalin plays it up ice for Cassette. Once again, Cassette the lone goal scorer so far for Niagara. Now Kalin playing it up. And the play is blown dead for offsides. 2:27 to go in this first period. So shots now 10-6 in favor of UNLV. Now played in the UNLV zone. That's Wakeland steering it away from his own net. That's gloved down by the Rebels. On the tape, Rand. Rand moving on in from the left side. Dot. Stick save made by Dubinsky. It looks like maybe the knob of his goal stick caught just enough of that Rand shot from the left dot to keep it out. We'll play on. Now UNLV trying to generate a rush in their own end. They finally get it out. That gets played too far out of the reach of McIntosh. Now here come the Rebels trying to wind something up once again. Goes through the wickets of Massing, and now here's Aiden Kalin. Can't get that pass in the middle of the ice. Now Aiden Kalin with it again, gains the red and gains his own on the left wing with speed to the center for Fancy. He shoots one, deflected to the high glass. Now Belanger in the corner. The final minute of this first period, and the net comes off its moorings again, the second time, and that was after Caleb Strong and Lucas Fancy got knotted up.
It didn't even really look like they hit it that hard either.
Yeah, I mean, those marsh pegs are a little smaller than what I'm used to seeing. The other marsh pegs that I usually see are a bit taller. So,
It's going to be a
no penalties aside.
storyline to watch tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 2 times already. That net's come off its mooring. So about 40 seconds to go now. Dean Taylor, D for Davies. Davies sends that one into the zone. Now there's Mensch behind Kuntz. DiMaggio finds it, plays it towards the net, just wide. That goes through the legs of Strong and can't keep the zone. Now under 15 to go on the backhand for Fancy on the left wing. Fancy plays that towards the net, out of the reach of Belanger. He tries to turn one towards the net, gets steered aside, and now under 5 to go on the tape for Estabrook. Now to back goal, slap shot try, stick save at the horn. And that'll do it through 20 minutes. We're all knotted up at once. We'll show you how we got there. First up, Oliver Band on the redirection. Opening up the scoring for the Skating Rebels. Getting it back in blood after his called off goal last night. And Jacob Cassette tied it up a few moments later, just under 9 minutes into the first period. And that's where we stand. 1 apiece for both teams. We're going to step away, make sure to return in just a few moments for the second period between Niagara and UNLV.
finishing up night 2, but first period of this 2-game matchup against Niagara. Both teams tied 1-1 after that first period. You can tell that both teams came in tonight a lot more prepared. It's been a lot more fast-paced, action-packed, still a lot of physicality out there on the ice. We got Oliver Band scoring the first goal for UNLV. Kyle, let's see what you got.
I'm here with defenseman Asher Whites. Obviously, you know, kind of just fired the puck to the net, got a lucky deflection. What did you see on the goal?
Yeah, I mean, kind of a weird scramble in front. Fordo just walked the line, let it rip, got a good bounce, and helped the boys out a lot.
And then from a defensive standpoint, what can you guys do better in the second period?
I think we got to do a better job of just keeping them out from the front of the net, like try to limit the traffic so Doug can see every puck, help him see everything.
And then just overall, you guys started really well this game, and they started well as well. Was that kind of one of the points of emphasis after last night?
Yeah, for sure. You definitely want to stay on the gas after a big win, and just getting the puck deep and getting on the forecheck really helps with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dom and AJ, we'll send it back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Zoe. And thank you all for sticking around through the intermission if you did, if you're just joining us. Thanks for joining us. Your stats through 20 minutes. Shots are 11-6 in favor of UNLV. The score is 1-1 thanks to Oliver Band and Jacob Cassettes in the opening frame. Some keys for this middle period. UNLV gets some bodies to the net. It was working last night. It worked tonight with Oliver Band's goal. Keep trying to go to that well and see if there's any water left that you can get out of it. For Niagara, keep shooting. I mean, it generated that greasy chance that Jacob Cassette converted on in that first period. The rebound try, a bit of a mess in the slot, so why not keep firing?
Yeah, why not? And we got to give some credit to this UNLV defense so far. Past 2 games, I mean, that defense saw everything last night. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Multiple power plays. Didn't allow a goal. Haven't allowed a goal on the penalty kill yet. So major props to the UNLV defense, who has been making it hard for Niagara to even get clean shots off.
Yeah, they just kind of get bodies in front, sell out to block shots. You know what I mean? Championship DNA, if you want to say that. And also, it goes back into what we mentioned in the first period, controlling the neutral zone.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't let the other team, if you don't let your opponent get into their offensive zone and back you up in your D zone, they won't get a lot of shots on goal. They won't score a lot. So you keep controlling the neutral zone. You keep making it hard for Niagara to get through neutral ice. You keep forcing turnovers and turning the puck back north. You can control the pace of play and really dictate where everyone goes from there.
Yeah,
and that's a good spot to be in.
And UNLV has been a lot better in neutral ice so far tonight. Niagara has struggled to get clean looks in the offensive zone, and UNLV, on the other hand, has gotten better opportunities on the rush, but not a lot of controlled offensive sequences themselves so far, which is what they should try and get more of going forward.
And we'll see what they can do in this middle frame. If you remember last night, the second period was a big period for Niagara. They shut out UNLV and won that second period. UNLV obviously won the first period. No one won the first period tonight. So we'll see what they do in this middle frame tonight as we're back underway on a Saturday night in Las Vegas, a chilly Las Vegas at that. UNLV skating away from the broadcast camera in this middle frame. Trying to see if they can solve Jacob Dubinsky for the second time tonight. Here's Niagara firing one from the point. Save made. Rebound loose. Directed towards the slot. And now it's a foot race. Here comes Belanger. Shaking off pressure from Wyatt. Spinning it to the slot. Tried to get it to Aiden Kalin. But Niagara was there to cut that pass off.
We saw that Belanger exact play last night that ended in a goal. So good on UNLV to stop it that time.
Charlie Belanger, yet again, the leading scorer for Niagara. He's got 14 goals on the year as UNLV almost iced the puck. It got waved off at the last moment. He already elapsed 1 minute in this middle frame. Now here's Rand. Directing it into the zone. Niagara hops on that loose puck, and it gets chopped up the half wall. Now here come the Purple Eagles. That gets chipped in by Fancy. And Wakeland plays it off the wall on the tape for Rand. He spins it off the boards and into the zone. On net, so no icing, but Dubinsky holds for a whistle at the 18:29 mark. So nothing much going in the opening 91 seconds.
Nice math.
Thank you, thank you. 91 was my hockey number, so that's how I remember that so easy. Like the great Bruins legend Mark Savard. That's a good pull. Here comes Cassette, rink wide off the tape from Davies. And Masick plays it up, and now here comes UNLV the other way. Rink wide feed, shot from the left side, Dodd, and that's a save made by Davinsky. Now is DiMaggio joining the rush for the Skating Rebels. Rand finds that. He gets hit hard in the corner, and that's going to be a penalty on Niagara. Checking from behind appears to be the call. Jacob Cassette, the goal scorer, going to be sitting for a pair of minutes after sending Tristan Rand into the corner.
Well, another look at this UNLV power play. They were the difference maker in last night's game, scoring twice. So far, 0 for 1, killed their own penalty with a penalty of their own in that first period. So try and get back on track and stay out of the box for this 2 minutes.
So once again, Jake Cassette for 2 minutes for checking from behind. And now UNLV with it. Backel from the slot. He rips it off the post. Oh my goodness, a good chance early on this man advantage for the Skating Rebels, courtesy of Luke Backel. And now they're working it below the goal line, sent up to the point. Nagra to the right side dot for Mensch. Back up top, Backel with a drive. And it gets directed to the high glass. They're Strong with it. Strong looking through the wickets of Backel, and it goes off the kick plate into the neutral zone. Nagra's back to recover. And now Mensch. On the tape, back on the right wing. He gets stopped up on the half wall, trying to filter it through down low. He can. Niagara sends it down the length of the ice, and Wakeland pushes it forward. And the Purple Eagles try and get it cleared. They can, and now there's Masick, part of the fresh power play unit for the Rebels. Here's DiMaggio, drop pass on the half wall. Played up to the point for Masick. On the tape, Jackson Wyatt. To Bryce Johnson. He had a goal last night. He gets canceled out there by Shepard. On the tape, DiMaggio rips one, blocked in front. And no one can find it. Niagara gets on the puck first, and they send it out of the zone. So about 35 seconds now remaining on the UNLV power play. Here's Jackson Wyatt. And a shot from left side. Dot rebound loose, steered away from danger and out of the zone. It'll be a foot race that Tristan Rand will win against Shepard. DiMaggio now turning it up north with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Skating Rebels. DiMaggio over the red line. He gains a zone, cuts inside, tries to play it through. Loose puck. Johnson fires one, and it doesn't make it on net. Now Wyatt, pitch and catch with DiMaggio at the blue line. DiMaggio, rink wide feed, one-time try, they score. Bryce Johnson with his second goal in as many games. In the waning moments of the power play, UNLV is back out front.
Well, the power play, the best it's looked all season long this weekend. 3 goals in 2 games. Bryce Johnson, the one-time try. Let's get the replay here.
And what a pretty pass from DiMaggio from the top of the circle, rink wide, and Johnson from the right dot puts it home. Selly hard, Bryce Johnson. And UNLV is back out front. Johnson with his second goal this weekend. So that's what you want for you if you're UNLV, converting early. So now UNLV with their newfound lead here. They come again. That was Jensen who got taken down out in front of the net. Now sent towards the goal, loose puck, directed towards the slot. Everyone whacking at it. Niagara clears it away from danger down the length of the ice. Arm raised on the linesman. The play's blown dead for an icing at the 15:25 mark.
Well, in that UNLV power play, one thing that we saw in the first period, after they initially lost the zone, Niagara was really good about not letting them back in. This time, UNLV much better on neutral ice, like we've been saying all night, getting a clean entry and a clean pass, and a great one-time shot for Bryce Johnson. And so far, UNLV humming a little bit on offense.
Yeah, they're opening up this middle frame
in a very strong way. Once again, Bryce Johnson on the power play for Mario DiMaggio and Jackson Wyatt. There's Nagra. Saucer pass off the kick plate, and that gets steered away by Loft into the netting. So this faceoff's going to be just outside the offensive zone for UNLV, I believe. They're going to take it inside the zone. So it's going to be at the left wing dot for the Skating Rebels in the O zone. 15:02 to go in this middle period.
Does that happen to be an Angel number 2?
No.
Gotta make
Angel
sure.
numbers are sequential. It's like 111, 222, 333, so on and so forth. Set fed out in front. Joey Carollo couldn't get all of that one, and now here comes Niagara, a partial 2-on-1, and that pass just goes off the stick blade of Seth Coulter. And now Belanger tries to feed it out front for Aiden Kalin, couldn't get there. Coulter has it, pass him up. McCormick fires that one, and it gets blocked to the half wall. Jensen now behind his own net. To Nagra from the corner, plays it up. Kelly finds it. That gets played in by Carollo. Now here's Zamaggio in his own end. D-to-D for Kuntz. Kuntz for Rand on the tape. Masick through center. Masick dumps it off on the left wing. Return pass. Rand shoots one. Save made. Dubinsky, a good rush chance for the Rebels there.
Oh, and that's the guy you want shooting that puck right there, Tristan Rand. We know that guy will.
Trigger happy. Ready to pull the trigger whenever. He's just ready to shoot.
And he had a good angle, good open shot there, but good save by Dubinsky.
So a little bit of testiness on the left wing of that face-off once again. McIntosh in deep, trying to win that puck battle. He doesn't. It gets stopped up at the point by DiMaggio. Kuntz from the point. Tries to filter that one on net. He can't get there. And now here comes Niagara the other way. That's Soika cutting to the right wing. He pulls up, tries to feed it towards the slot. Bouncing puck. Gloved down by Rand and settled down by McIntosh. No, started up the right wing. Here comes Ryder McIntosh. He gains his own. Drops it off in the slot. No one can get there. A Rebel goes to the ice. It looked like it was Kuntz. And now here comes Niagara. That's Adam Soika cutting to the slot. He turns, shoots one. Deflected to the high glass. And now Rand picks up that loose puck. Now Ford has it behind his own net. He'll survey the ice. Some fresh forwards coming on for the Rebels. That's Johnson, Backel, and Estabrook. And Ford on the tape for Johnson. He has the goal that broke the tie recently. And now off the turnover, Niagara trying to spring a rush. Cassette has a lone goal so far for the Purple Eagles. Now Little cuts outside, shoots one through traffic. Save made, loose puck cleared away from danger by Estabrook. Kept in the zone by Loft. Shots blocked. Westco couldn't get his stick on that one. And now here's Jacob Kalin moving on in, shoots one, tipped away by White. And Estabrook clears this to the open ice, and Connor Loft is down for the Purple Eagles just inside their offensive zone in a heap. A delayed penalty coming up on the Skating Rebels. And Loft is still down just inside the zone. He was holding his head, and he's labored getting up. Here comes Wesco, poked away and touched up by Johnson. So it looks like head contact's going to be the call. Not sure on who just yet. So head contact is the call. 12-12 to go. Connor Loft being checked out behind the Niagara bench by the athletic training staff. So Niagara with a big-time power play opportunity. Your captain goes down with an injury. You just had a power play goal against. It's going to be Luke Backel sitting for a pair of minutes. So if Niagara can break through here, it'll be big for their momentum.
Well, Niagara's offense was just starting to get things going in that last possession, too. A couple good shots on goal. Good rebound opportunity that no one was home to to bang home. So chance for what was the second ranked power play in the nation coming into this weekend series.
UNLV had a great penalty kill last night. That's Corolla with the poke check in the zone clearance in the opening 25 seconds and some change of that power play for Niagara. Once again, back 2 minutes for head contact. Connor Loft still getting checked out by the athletic training staff. The captain of the Purple Eagles behind their bench. Spumeni to Westco. D, there's Little skating the line. Tips it off for Westco. He looks down low. Tried to feed it to the bumper, and they couldn't get there. That was Shepard. And Kuntz is going to skate it out, gain the red line, and dump it in on the backhand. He'll get changed up. A full sail change for UNLV's penalty killing unit. After about a minute's gone in the power play for Niagara. Here they come once again. That's Kalen to Cassette, shooting one. Tipped up into the netting by the stick of White for a whistle. Jacob Cassette looking for his second goal tonight.
And the UNLV penalty kill unit not making anything easy so far for Niagara. Doing a good job stepping in front of those shooting lanes, blocking shots. We just saw a block shot right there.
And Niagara with it with just under a minute to go, 45 seconds to be exact on the man advantage. DiMaggio rims it around the wall and out. Now Niagara in the final half minute of their man advantage. It's chipped in by Taylor. Wakeland plays it around the wall. Aiden Kalen stops it up. And now Cassette looking from the point. We'll take it to the half wall. Cassette from the dot. Moves in. Centering try in the skates of Soika. And Wakeland finds it and holds for a whistle. It looks like Soika took a stick up underneath his full face shield. There's no arm raise on either official. Soika up no worse for wear. So 10 seconds to go on the Luke Backel head contact minor. And another offensive zone draw for this Niagara power play unit. The draw is won by the Purple Eagles. Here they come, they're surveying. That pass poked away by Carollo. It'll be a foot race with him and Taylor. Carollo still heavy on the forecheck. A stick lift and a great forecheck from Carollo. Here comes Kelly, moving on in, drives the net. He gets dumped into the post. And Kelly's a little shaken up, and Dubinsky still hasn't moved since the initial contact. We have some extra shoving going on down in the back end. Mason Kelly down in a heap, and so is Dubinsky. This is not a good sight. Mason Kelly got shoved into the net hard, driving the net on that last opportunity. And there was an arm raised immediately on the official. So I imagine it'd be a cross-checking penalty. Mason Kelly is still down, getting checked on by his teammates. Dubinsky getting up, Kelly getting up. Here's a replay. So it was Belanger that cross-checks Kelly, and no, he goes into the post at a very awkward angle with Dubinsky. So Dubinsky's still being checked on by the athletic training staff. Right now, he's on one knee, and he's back up. So it's not what you want to see for anybody. But Dubinsky back up, going for a skate. Interested to see the status of Mason Kelly. He's doubled over behind the bench talking to the athletic training staff. Kelly's a tough customer. So the penalty posted for Niagara is on Aiden Kalen. Which is surprising. That definitely looked like Charlie Belanger on that cross check. But UNLV back on the power play now. They're back underway, so UNLV on the man advantage after that sequence. So Kalen's posted 2 minutes for cross-checking. And now that's a broken play. Here comes Niagara moving on in. They ring it off the post. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity. Short-handed for Peter Spumeni to possibly tie this game up in the opening 30 seconds of the power play. He beats Wakeland but can't beat the iron. And I'm sure there's a collective sigh of relief on the UNLV bench.
Yeah, got to take a deep breath after that one. Recollect yourself. You're still on the power play.
Now Mensch gets pickpocketed there. Here's Cassette moving on in on the backhand. Oh my goodness. Just misses. It rolls through the blue paint. Cassette looking for a second of the night. Another shorthanded scoring chance for Niagara on the penalty kill. UNLV with a sigh of relief once again. And we'll play on as Jackson Wyatt hounded by Shepard. Up top and another delayed penalty, and Niagara going to be going for another one. Holding looks like it's going to be the call, and we have some extra chatter after that play is over. And Cameron Shepard escorted to the box for holding. And Niagara's not happy about that, so it's going to be 5-on-3 for UNLV for about 40 seconds and some change. Pivotal point in the game now. UNLV already up 1 with the injury to Mason Kelly. And now you have a 2-man advantage. If you can convert on at least one, might change the course of the game just a little bit.
Yeah, and that Niagara bench has to be sick. 2 shorthanded opportunities, two really good shorthanded opportunities.
One goes off the post.
One, it beat everything but the post, and the other one misses the net. And now you're 5-on-3, we think. It's not posted on the board.
Niagara only has 3 skaters out there. And there it is, so 5-on-3 for 42 seconds. Then UNLV, a minute and some change, abbreviated power play after that first penalty is up. And here they go to work. DiMaggio to the dot, that's Johnson. Back up top, DiMaggio. To Johnson, one-time drive, he scores! Bryce Johnson once again from his office at this point, another power play marker, and UNLV leads 3-1.
Well, think about the swing here, Dom. It was Niagara penalty kill unit was swarming UNLV. 2 golden opportunities, a chance that beat everything but the post. And now Bryce Johnson from his office, the one-time try, his second of the game from the exact same spot.
Hey, look at the celly, he knows it. And what a great pass by DiMaggio once again. Quarterback in that power play, almost at the top of the zone. And we have some more jostling on either wing. Tristan Rand and Seth Coulter exchanging some. And you got Cassette and Johnson having a bit of a chat. The freshman with 3 goals on the weekend. What a huge weekend for Bryce Johnson. And he gets taken down at the bench, and it's going to be another penalty on Niagara. What is going on? It looks like it's going to be a cross-checking penalty, and it feels like the wheels are just coming off for Niagara at this point. 2 minutes for a cross-check. So, and there's just sticks being slammed, doors being slammed. The Niagara coaching staff is getting an explanation right now, and they're not too happy at all. And I mean, don't blame them. You have back-to-back 5-on-3 kills. So now it's going to be 5-on-3 for a minute 38. Samuel Davies going for a cross-check. Now here's DiMaggio, quarterback of the power play again. Head fakes down low. Now there's Wyatt. DiMaggio, pitch and catch with Wyatt. Wyatt from the left circle. Down low, Masick. Up top, DiMaggio. He bobbles the puck for a brief moment. Wyatt with a drive from the opposite dot. That gets blocked in front. So now Wyatt down low, Masick. Masick, ringside feed, and couldn't get it to Johnson. And a great diving effort to keep that play alive. Now DiMaggio over to Johnson. Return pass DiMaggio. Over to Wyatt with a drive. Looked like it went off the pad of Dubinsky. Now Masick down low on the backhand to the slot. DiMaggio with a drive. Tip to the high glass and into the netting for a whistle. So this UNLV power play is really humming.
Yeah, Niagara, like you said, it feels like the wheels are falling off. You just had a 5-on-3 that ended in a goal, and then immediately right after the faceoff, you get another penalty and 5-on-3 again. Have to find a way to kill at least one of these and make it 5-on-4 without letting up a goal if you're Niagara.
Now UNLV back to work. Mensch to Nagra. Return pass Nagra. He'll skate the zone. One-time drive from back goal. Blocked in front. Settled down in the slot by Mensch. And he gets it up for Nagra. And now rink wide. Mensch catches that and fires it immediately. It gets blocked in front. So the final 30 seconds of this 5-on-3 advantage for UNLV coming right up. Nagra now top of the zone. Moving in to Backel. Backel from the left circle. Up top Nagra. Catches it on the backhand. He goes for a skate to Mensch. High slot. Shoots one through traffic. Save made Dubinsky. There was some daylight close side there.
And a good save by Dubinsky. Needed that one.
Dubinsky looks a little slow to get up. He's waving and nodding at the bench. He's still on one knee. Is Dubinsky shaking up now? He's going for a skate. Is he coming off? And it looks like Dubinsky's coming off right now.
He took that spill.
Or are they taking a timeout? Both teams are going to the bench.
Took the spill earlier in the game with Mason Kelly.
And he made that save very awkwardly, too.
Seems to be in a little bit of pain. Not 100% for sure.
Doubled over.
Let's take a look at the play that.
So this is the initial play that Dubinsky was shaken up on. Kelly getting sent into the net. And Dubinsky was down in a heap. This was just a few moments ago.
Well, it looks like the backup is still.
It looks like he had a pad issue because they were fixing his pads just now. You saw the tail end of it when he came back from that replay and panned down. So he's still taking a look at that right pad. And I mean, that right leg, that right pad did take kind of the brunt of that contact with Kelly, it looked like. So 17 seconds remain in this 5-on-3 period for the Skating Rebels. Now Johnson up top, DiMaggio. Niagara getting one man back. DiMaggio one-time drive through traffic. Save made Dubinsky. So now 5-on-4 for about 15 seconds now. UNLV trying to go to work once again. Here's Johnson from the right wing half wall. Plays it off the kick plate up top from Wyatt. He fires one through traffic. Glove save made Dubinsky. 7 seconds to go on the main advantage for the Rebels.
On a big penalty kill there for Niagara, making this 5-on-4, and just got to kill off 7 more seconds, but they haven't been able to clear the puck.
Yeah, UNLV's controlled a lot of the zone time here as of late. And I mean, 7 seconds to go, they can win this draw. And maybe get another chance. There's Mensch off the draw, ripping that one and misses wide. Gordon keeps his zone. So Niagara kills off that pair of penalties. And here's Strong skating the blue line. Getting it over to Gordon. And now the puck skips free up top. Rink wide feed to the dot. A shot there. Another glove save by Dubinsky on the wrist shot from Gordon.
And now Niagara needs to find a way to break it out of their defensive zone. They're getting suffocated on defense. Just no breathing room. Just got to find a way to break out and get an offensive possession, because right now they've been dead in their own zone.
So we'll see if things continue. We're going to step away for another brief moment for a quick ice shoveling. And we'll be right back. UNLV leads 3-1.
Experience the ultimate clean at Tommy's Express. Introducing our best wash, The Works, with underbody flush and ceramic body wax. Our specialized soap washes away salt, bugs, and bird droppings, and ceramic body wax protects your vehicle from the elements. Text the keyword on screen to 86697 to send a free month of our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. Discover the Tommy's Express difference today. Offer valid for new guests only. Terms apply.
Welcome back inside of City National Arena. Once again, 3-1 is your score. Bryce Johnson with a pair. Here
Three
in
on
this
the
little
weekend.
frame. 3 on the weekend. The freshman stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning, Niagara, this entire period, they've been on the defensive end. They had that power play opportunity really early in that period. Joey Carolla with a great forecheck that forced the first penalty with Mason Kelly getting cross-checked into the goal. And it's been all UNLV on offense since then. The wheels have started to fall off this Niagara team a little bit. They got to hone it back in, regain control of the ship, right the ship, get a good offensive possession.
So back underway with about 6 minutes to go. Now in the zone, Mason Kelly's back out there for UNLV. A good sign for the Kelly family back at home. And as we mentioned when he first went down after that awkward collision with the post, he's a tough customer and a big-time check there. And Asher Whites is down in a heap and getting a little bit extra behind the play. And Whites up no worse for wear. He was getting the business after that from Nathan Huntington. And now there's Whites. He'll headman this rush and chip it in and get changed up. And that hops over the stick of Kuntz, and Wakeland comes out to play it. Under 5 to go in this middle period. Now here's Kuntz, headman in the rush, over the red line and gains his own and chips it in. And offsides, and the Niagara bench is not happy. And you got the exchange with the official and the Niagara bench. I believe he said it's 100% offsides. What do you want me to do?
Not blow the whistle, obviously. That's what they want him to do.
Maybe, yeah. So lots of dialogue with the Niagara bench and the official tonight in this second period of play. Now UNLV gaining the zone. Moving in, a shot from just outside, and it gets blocked by a shin pad. That was Rand. Now Massa can't put that one on net. Rand bumps his man. Doesn't get possession of the puck though. Now here comes Niagara. Chipped into the zone, cross corner. Wakeland comes out to play it and gets it up ice. It kicks out for Aiden Kalin. He shoots one. Just tipped wide. A great chance for Aiden Kalin in prime scoring position. Another try there. What an effort from Belanger, getting a stick on that one. But it doesn't get past the pad of Wakeland as Belanger was falling to the ice. Played towards the net. Rebound loose. Knifed away by Ford, who breaks his stick in the process. And Masick plays it up ice. And Kalin gains his own onside this time. He pivots under pressure from McIntosh. Chased out of the zone. And Ryder McIntosh comes away with possession. It'll start it up for the Rebels. McIntosh gets pickpocketed. And Cassette plays it off the kick plate up ice. Niagara cancels his man out on the rush. That was Jacob Kalin. And that's on the tape on the left wing for Mensch. He shakes off a check, pulls up in the left wing dot, and that gets pickpocketed from him. And now here comes Wesco. Westco pulls up on the tape. McCormick fires, and that gets blocked in front. And now Mensch winding up a rush and chips it up ice. That's settled down by Band on the right wing. Band in the zone. Misplays the puck for a moment and chips it in deep. Play it up on the backhand for Wyatt. Jackson and Wyatt. D to D. Nagra through traffic. Wrist shot. Sounded like it went off the post there for a moment. Rink wide feeding on the tape. Nagra from Strong. Shoots one. Save made in front by Davinsky. Nagra with it again. Tries to spin it down low. Fans on it and gets it back. Tries to play it further, but here comes Niagara. They gain the zone. Here's Westco with speed on the left wing. Shoots one. Glove save. Wakeland. They'll hold for a whistle.
Well, much better by Niagara offensively and in the neutral ice, making things difficult for UNLV. Not able to get a clean zone entry or clean offensive possession, and they're getting things going on offense themselves. Had a couple of chances for Boulanger earlier with an insane centering pass from, I believe, Lucas Fancy. He was on the floor, able to get a stick in the center into the slot that they just weren't able to connect with into the net.
And Boulanger, just like we said last night, he commands respect. He commands acknowledgement just with his frame, his size, his skill, his speed, the whole 9 yards. So we had a delay. There's a situation on the other end of the ice. It's resolved now. The rink operations staff came on and looked like removed the piece of debris. So we'll play on. Here comes Niagara. That shot from the right wing gobbled up by Wakeland. That was Dean Taylor firing that one. We're back underway with 2 minutes to go now. Spumeni, centering try, goes off a stick. And on that shot was Davies. Davies sends it towards the net, save made, rebound try, loose puck, fluttering in the air, settled down by Taylor. Now Niagara with zone pressure. Here's Davies. Davies down low on the tape. That's Spumeni. Spumeni fans on that pass, and Carollo picks up that loose puck and plays it deep into his zone and gets bumped by Taylor. Under a minute and a half to go. There's Kelly off the kick plate for Whites. Asher Whites now, and the net comes off again.
Gave it a love tap.
Kelly bumped Adam Soika. Kelly and Soika having a conversation as they go back to the bench. So 1:21 to go, and they'll try and get the net back on its moorings. Now on the near side wall. Everyone jostling for the puck. It gets sent deep into the Niagara offensive zone. Johnson touches it along. But Asher, DiMaggio on the backhand, lifts it out of the zone. Glove down by a back. Under a minute to go. Here comes UNLV, a partial 2-on-1. It's rink-wide feed. Almost getting it to Johnson. Now here comes Niagara. Coming the other way. Drop pass, knifed away by Estabrook. And now a 2-on-1. Estabrook moving in, tries to feed it across for Johnson. And an outstretched Purple Eagle breaking up that play. So a pair of rush chances for UNLV just then. Under 30 seconds to go. Now at the point, DiMaggio. He shakes and plays it down low. Now up top. Back for DiMaggio. Turan fires one. Save made. Dubinsky. He had to sprawl out to make that save. DiMaggio chops it down and keeps the zone. Under 10 to go. DiMaggio sidesteps to the right wing. Feeds it out front. Backdoor feed. They score! With 3 seconds to go. Guess who it is? Number 3, Charlie Bassing with his second of the weekend. UNLV leads 4-1 late in the second.
Well, what an effort on the forecheck to keep that puck in.
And an effort from DiMaggio chopping it down. And what a pass by Mario DiMaggio.
The quarterback of this offense tonight.
He put that thing on a rope across the ice on the tape for Masick, and he does the rest. Oh, my goodness.
He was the birthday boy yesterday.
And he's just slicing and dicing. Oh, we got a big collision late. That was McIntosh that got taken down at the horn. So McIntosh looks no worse for wear. The teams will disembark for their locker rooms. And here's what we got there. DiMaggio, rink-wide feed to Johnson. Rips it home for the one-timer. And then the injury to Mason Kelly and Dubinsky both are okay. That resulted in another extended power play for UNLV. And a scoring chance there off the post for Peter Spumeni. And Johnson with his second of the game from his office, making it 3-1 in favor of UNLV. And then DiMaggio off the keep on a rope to Masick to make it 4-1 late. And that's how we got there. So UNLV leads 4-1 heading into the second break. We're going to step away one more time. A fun ride to the finish is coming right up.
hard to say that UNLV has taken control in these last 2 periods here tonight, just in this second period, scoring 3 times, 2 of them on the power play, taking a lead 4-1 over Niagara. Now the Rebels' pressure has been relentless, as Niagara hasn't been able to find the net since the first period. For Niagara, what they're going to have to do is generate some traffic up front and get it going early in this next period. But for the Rebels, just got to keep doing what they're doing. Let's take it over to you, Kyle.
I'm here with defenseman Mario DiMaggio. 3 assists in that period. What are you seeing on the ice right now?
I've just been trying to keep it simple. Obviously, yesterday goals were a little bit hard to come by, so today I'm just kind of doing whatever I can to get pucks to the open guy, and luckily today it's been working.
And then just on the Bryce Johnson goal, just what did you see on that play? Because it was a beautiful pass.
We kind of knew what holes were going to be open on the power play. I looked for a shot earlier, and so I knew that they were going to be looking at my shot. It opened up the seam, and I was able to find them easily.
And then just overall, what can you guys do better in the third period?
I think just continue to run their D. Every time we get pucks in deep and we're forechecking hard, that's when we're at our best. So I think that's what we got to keep up.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Dom and AJ, we'll send it up to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Zoe. And thank you all for hanging with us tonight. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining us. Sets through 40 minutes. The shots are 23-20 in favor of UNLV. A huge middle frame for the Skating Rebels. A pair of power play goals from Bryce Johnson from the right face-off dot. So UNLV with those 2 power play markers. A key for the Skating Rebels. Finish strong, and Niagara stay out of the box this third period.
Stay out of the box and get some offensive possession. They were starting to get some at the end of that period, getting some really good chances, because you're not going to get back in this game if you don't get offensive possessions and score some goals.
Exactly. They got to dial in and lock in for this final period, maybe. We have an early offsides here in the third period, just 7 seconds in.
Felt like they were generating a little bit of offensive momentum at the end of that period, but it got completely zapped with the Charlie Mastic goal at the very end of that period.
Yeah.
I mean, that was big for the Skating Rebels, just going into the break with a 3-goal lead. Goal with 3 seconds left. And here's Strong on the forecheck. UNLV not giving in. Now their own zone is the Skating Rebels. Pass goes a little awry. Kuntz is on that loose puck. It gets pickpocketed. Now Niagara keeping the forecheck up. That's directed towards the net from the half wall. It doesn't make it on net. And now McCormick shoots one through traffic. They score. All right. Now Niagara just trails by a pair. We're going to see who leads the handshake line, and it's going to be Cullen McCormick. In the opening minute and some change of this period. So here it is. McCormick picks that puck up in stride and just fires one through traffic, and it's just a seeing eye puck, it looks like. Doug Wakelam wanted a call for goaltender interference, maybe a high stick, but no such thing coming for the UNLV netminders. So it's a good start for the Purple Eagles.
That's one way you got to do it. You got to do it quick, and that's exactly what they did. Barely a minute into the period.
At the 1:01 mark of the third. And Niagara has life as Tristan Rand gloves that clearing attempt down. The Niagara bench wanted to call as they thought he closed his hand on the puck for a little too long there. He'll play on. Loose puck out in front. Masick fires one. Oh, what a save by the sprawling Dubinsky. Masick looking for his second to answer that Niagara goal. Here's DiMaggio shoots one. Loose puck out in front. Another try. It doesn't go. Masick parked out front. It's going to be a delayed call coming up on UNLV, and Kuntz touches up. And Tristan Rand doesn't like that one as he shows his displeasure. And looks like it's going to be a cross-checking penalty on Rand. And he still can't believe it. He's still talking to the official as he goes. The official just points him to the penalty box. So here's another chance for Niagara to get back on the board on the power play and draw to within 1 after the Tristan Rand cross-checking minor.
What a stand by Dubinsky right there. 2 chances for Charlie Masick right in front of the goal. Saves both of them. And then they draw the penalty after already getting a goal just a minute into this period. Now a power play opportunity. Let's reiterate, coming into this weekend, second in the ACHA, but UNLV has not allowed a power play goal so far this series. The defense has been stout.
We'll see if you just jinx their PK here. Here's McCormick, swings it, rink wide, out of a bang-bang play. And it goes up out of play. That was McCormick swinging it over to the dot for Johnny Wesco. And he tried to rip a rink wide feed and couldn't get there. Now another shot that gets whistled by the net. Here's McCormick swinging it for Wesco. Johnny Wesco moving in, down low. Niagara fed to the goal mouth, and it doesn't get there. Mason Kelly hops on that and tries to knife it free. Niagara back with possession. They rim it around the wall for Wesco at the right point. Wesco now creeps into the dot. He fires one, rips it off the post, and out of play.
Well, the best of the Niagara power play unit has looked so far tonight. Earlier attempts have resulted in UNLV clearing the puck and not allowing Niagara to get clean zone entries. Right now, Niagara keeping it in with the forecheck.
So minute 21 to go on the Tristan Rand cross-checking minor penalty. Niagara continuing to control possession off the draw, and they misplay that puck and toe drag through. That was Masick. He tries to keep possession, and he can't. An impressive night for Charlie Masick tonight.
Impressive weekend.
Very impressive weekend. Here's Belanger. Gets pickpocketed along the wall, and Masick plays it off the kick plate. Down the length of the ice for Taylor. He feeds it on the tape for Aiden Kalin. He'll send it in off the wall as he gains the red line. Wakeland stops behind his cage. Plays it around. Now Masick with it again through center. He gets pickpocketed and loses an edge. And that gets played back into the zone by Belanger. Under 30 seconds to go on the power play for Niagara. Little has it in his own end. And that gets sent right back into the zone. 5 seconds to go. Kelly going to forecheck Huntington. Little catches that in stride. UNLV back to full strength. And that gets sent cross corner. Kuntz is on that one. That gets directed in on net. And Dubinsky holds for a whistle.
No announcer jinx for me yet. But a big shout out to the UNLV penalty kill unit, which has been, I mean, they've seen everything. They've seen 5-on-3s, they've seen 5-on-4s, they've seen a few penalties tonight. Not making anything easy for Niagara.
No, you didn't make any blowback come easier by saying no announcer's jinx from me yet. You might have just jinxed your own announcer's jinx there. We'll see.
Can I jinx the jinx's jinx?
I have no idea.
Maybe a little too meta.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Brain's kind of fried. So the faceoff comes back to neutral ice.
Strange because Dubinsky did freeze that on his own end.
And he almost freezes it there. That was a bit of a fake. He decided to play at the last minute and keep play going. And now here's Backel. And Kuntz has it now. Johnson plays it through. And Jackson Wyatt with a poke check, but Niagara keeps possession. Moving on in. Shot blocked in front. That was Adam Stoika. Backo now plays it to the open ice in the neutral zone. That gets settled down by McCormick. Now fed towards the net, save made by Wakeland. Niagara still with possession, trying to draw within one. Now McCormick skating the line. D to D. Now back over McCormick. Looks, shoots one from the right dot through traffic. And Wakeland gets it in the trapper and holds for a whistle. So face off out to the right of Wakeland. Now behind the UNLV goal, it's kept in the zone by Taylor. It's poked away, and Taylor's back to recover at neutral ice. Samuel Davies under pressure from Kelly. Soccered along by Carollo, and now here comes Cassette with speed. Saucer pass just out of the reach of his man on the left wing. That gets fed rink wide. That was Johnny Westco. Now Westco misplays the puck, and now here comes UNLV with speed the other way. That's Gordon. Dylan Gordon fires one, blocker save. That kicks all the way out to the stick of Stoika. Sidesteps Dylan Kuntz. Oliver Band, Gap and Stoika. Now below the goal line, fed towards the goal mouth. Doesn't get to a Niagara stick. Now up top, shot there from the point, blocked in front by Jensen. That was Huntington. Now Huntington again with it. And another rink-wide feed. The wraparound try doesn't go for Niagara. And they still have possession. Huntington up top, down to the dot. Tried to feed it to the bumper, doesn't get there. Now Niagara still with possession. Huntington bobbles the puck for a moment, back up top to the dot. Fired to the goal, tips just wide. That was by Little. Now Niagara still trying to keep the forecheck on. UNLV trying to break it out, and they still can't get it out of the zone. Shepard keeps it, feeds it towards the goal, doesn't get there. Niagara looking good here. They get changed up, and we have a penalty, and it's going to be a hold. I believe it's going to be on UNLV.
Well, an impressive showing for Niagara on offense right there, keeping it in the zone, the forecheck. Not allowing UNLV any breathing room.
I mean, that's the result of it, AJ. I mean, Dylan Kuntz going for holding. So Niagara broke through already once this period. No doubt they're going to try and do it again.
Good opportunity for them on the power play. With the way the offense has been looking.
Oh no, the defenseman blows a tire, and now here comes Bryce Johnson one-on-one. Pivots, Johnson with body position gets canceled out by Dean Taylor. Now after about 30 seconds gone on the Kuntz holding minor penalty. Fed towards the slot, and it's cleared out of the zone by Johnson. So about a minute to go now on the man advantage. Here's Westco. Gains the zone, cuts outside, poked off of his stick, and UNLV is going to start it out. Estabrook skies that one down the ice. 45 to go on the power play for Niagara. Now McCormick. It gets clean hard by Ford on the rush. A big time hit from the senior defenseman. Now Niagara's going to have to regroup with about 20 seconds to go. Here they go. Jacob Kalin for McCormick. McCormick on the left wing. Sends across corner. And gets sent off the glass down to the blue line for Little. And UNLV kills off the Coons holding minor. They're back to full strength. 6 save made by Wakeland. As we approach a halfway point of this period, UNLV sends a puck down the length of the ice on net for Dubinsky and a hold for a whistle. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw with 10:09 to go in this third period.
An impressive penalty kill there for UNLV. Just when Niagara was humming on offense, all of the zone pressure just before that power play, and then they completely nullified it, not really getting a lot of clean looks. I don't know how many, didn't feel like they got a lot of shots in that power play. So a great job again by the UNLV penalty kill unit.
A big hit by Carollo right in front of the broadcast camera. Louis Chabot tries to play it rink wide. He gets it into the zone. No icing. Lakeland comes out to play into the backhand. And a stoppage of play for a hand pass. 9:47 remains. Taking a brief look for the first time in this final half of the period at the upcoming schedule. So UNLV is off next weekend. Back-to-back homestands for the Skating Rebels as they host CSU the 23rd and 24th of January. Right back here at City National Arena. Loose puck out in the slot, corralled by Jensen, and he'll start it up. Carollo now on the right wing. Carollo plays it through Little, or tries to rather. Now Huntington with it. Chips it into the zone. Gives chase. Good hustle by Huntington to get on his own dump and chase. Kalen plays it in. A chance in tight, directed away by Wakeland. Another shot finds its way just wide of the net. It looks like it went off of a stick in front. Delayed icing, and it's blown dead. So the faceoff's going to come back 200 feet. 8:57 remains in this third period. So shots are dead even at 25 apiece. What do you think of the music tonight, AJ? It's country night, a lot of country music. We got Red Solo Cup playing right now. It's a good one.
Yeah, it is country night. That is factual.
We were having a good time in the intermission singing. Or at least I was.
That wasn't necessarily, I don't think of that song as a country song, though.
More of like a party song, I guess. Drinking song, if you want to say that, if you're of age, of course.
Shania Twain's.
Love Shania Twain. She's a classic.
She is a classic.
Haven't heard much George Strait tonight. I'm kind of disappointed. Big George Strait guy. Maybe play a little Write This Down. That'd be a good one. See if we can put in a request. How about that?
We'll send our intern Kyle over there.
We'll get the jukebox request going. We got to go Write This Down by George Strait. It's a good one.
Let's get back to hockey.
Under 8 minutes to go. UNLV with the rush on the left wing. Here's Rand. Oh, almost gets it to McIntosh, and now here comes Niagara with it. That gets directed out of the zone once again. Little plays it up ice. Niagara on the tape for Masick, and he gets elbowed in the face. No call, or there is a call. Arm raise on the official, so it's going to be on Seth Coulter for elbowing Charlie Masick straight in the cage. So UNLV back on the power play with a chance to reinstate their 3-goal lead.
Would you say the UNLV
and
power play?
Timeout UNLV.
Say the UNLV power play has been lethal so far this weekend. I certainly think it's the best we've seen out of the power play unit this entire season, at least at home. Can't speak for the road games, but because we've had games where they go on the power play and it feels like they're just a little bit lackluster, not really getting a lot of good zone opportunities, not getting good shots. Tonight and last night, not the same story. They've been getting great looks, great shots, and they've converted 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, that man advantage has been humming. Mario DiMaggio is a big reason.
Quarterbacking.
As to why. He's just snapping it around the zone tonight. I mean, as you look at your screen, I mean, there's been some people in country night attire. You see a few cowboy hats out there.
I forgot mine.
I actually don't own one.
You don't own one?
No, I do not.
You seem like you would own one.
Nah, I never really invested. There's never a setting for me to really wear a cowboy hat at. I'm not that country, so I'm not going to go to a country bar and act like I'm country. I went to the Morgan Wallen concert, but I don't think that nearly qualifies me as country at all. So
it's just a hat at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but I want to be a poser. I don't want to be a performative cowboy hat wearer.
Okay.
You have to really own it.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you that.
So Seth Coulter once again, 2 minutes for elbowing. UNLV on the man advantage. As we mentioned, this man advantage unit for UNLV has been humming, but they turn the puck over on their own end. Rink-wide feed broken up by Caleb Strong on the back check. Now Backel dropped it off for Mensch, and Spumeni takes it out of the zone and chips it in. Now here's Johnson for Masick. Fed to the goal mouth. Save made. Dubinsky. And it's going to be a foot race. Rand wins that one. Ever speedy. He takes a hack there, and he'll turn it up north himself. Rand dips the shoulder, tries to leave it for Masick, and he gets bumped there by Cassette. Wyatt at the point on the tape. Masick moving in, dumping it off for Johnson. Johnson looking from the right wing side. He stops up, plays it off the kick plate for Jackson Wyatt. D-to-D DiMaggio. 30 seconds to go. DiMaggio shoots one off the post. Mario DiMaggio almost rewarded for his impressive passing so far tonight. Here's Wyatt now down low. Johnson. Return pass off the wall, chopped down by Wyatt. Let's take it at the point. Dekes out Cassette. Now on the tape, DiMaggio. Left circle. Return pass on the backhand for Wyatt. DiMaggio left dot. Shoots. He scores. Mario DiMaggio. What a beauty on the power play. Sniping Dubinsky. UNLV leads 5-2.
Well, we mentioned him going into that power play. What a nasty goal for DiMaggio. He's been all over on the power play tonight. Here's the replay.
What time and space, short side snipe. How are you? Mario DiMaggio, wide of the arm. Not going to stick out of Jackson Wyatt's hand on the celebration. You think he's fired up?
A day late, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday goal for Mario DiMaggio, it's been the DiMaggio show tonight.
It has been. It has been. So UNLV leads 5-2, 5:37 and counting now to go in the third period. Now here's Carollo. Carollo with the deke, feeding it towards the slot, pops up in the air. Kelly finds it, rims it around the wall. White settles it down. White takes it below the goal line now. Deke's out front, down and out on a toe save by Dubinsky. What an effort. And what an effort by Whites, the defenseman taking it himself, and Dubinsky holds for a whistle. Great move from Whites, but a better save by Dubinsky.
I was about to say the same thing. Same thing, Dom. Great move. Better save. What an effort.
Dubinsky's been making those kinds of saves all weekend long. He's been playing phenomenal for the Purple Eagles. So 5:02 remains now. An offensive zone draw out to the right of Dubinsky. Johnson wins it clean. Back to DiMaggio, the latest goal scorer. Kuntz pumps and feeds it towards the goal mouth. Backel ties his man up. That's Huntington. No penalty. Stick dig, get up around the midsection there. We'll play on. Here's Estabrook chipping it off the ball. He'll give chase, dropping it off in the skates of Johnson. Johnson gets negated there on that play, and that gets played around for Huntington. Huntington wheeling this one. Getting on his horse and riding. He gains his own, taping it off on the right wing, and a big-time hit there from Estabrook. They both stay standing. And now Kuntz off the wall and up ice. Icing's waved off. Seth Coulter. Coulter gives chase. Niagara cancels his man out. A UNLV player gets sent to the ice. It looks like Masick. He's back up, no worse for wear. Rand sidesteps a big-time hit from Coulter. Dips the shoulder. Centering try for McIntosh. Just in the skates. Couldn't get a clean look. Now Niagara from the point. Tries to filter it on. It gets stopped up by the stick of Cassette. He sends it up the left wing. And now Kalen tries to center it, and it doesn't get past a UNLV player. And a big hit. Kalen gets sent to the ice by Rand. Rand sends his man to the ice. That was Wesco. And now McIntosh sends it cross corner. Masick's going to give chase. A Niagara player loses an edge. Here's Mensch shooting one. Rings it off the post and into the netting. Heath Mensch looking for a goal there to give UNLV a 4-goal lead.
Well, the UNLV Skating Rebels are humming right now. Defensively, offensively, it's been a complete team. What's the word I'm looking for?
Effort.
Complete team effort, thank you. Complete team effort from them tonight. 5 goals so far, 5-2. Not what we expected, I don't think, coming into the night 2 of 2.
Yeah, I mean, they've been humming. It's the power play, really. It's, again, special teams making the difference so far tonight. See if that continues. There's plenty of hockey to be played under 3 minutes to go in this third period. So UNLV comes away with possession. Once again, the Skating Rebels have a week off, and then they host CSU the 23rd and 24th of January. 7 p.m. puck drop here at City National Arena. The broadcast will be in the same spot.
We haven't seen that one in City National in a while, right? I mean, not since...
I believe it's been about 6 years.
Not since, yeah, not since
like
I've been
maybe 5
here.
or 6 years since CSU's come here. It's been a very, very long time. UNLV's been up to Fort Collins a handful of times to play CSU. Now DiMaggio fires one, blocked away. And that gets sent in by Kuntz. That gets played up through neutral ice and sidestepping pressure. Moving in, firing from the left wing. Doesn't make it on net. It was Aiden Kalen. Fanning on that. Looks like it was Kalen as well in the slot. And that gets sent off the kick plate down the length of the ice. Arm raised on the linesman. icing. Minute 41 to go.
I know we've played host to CU Boulder a few times.
Yep. Yeah, CU Boulder was a good time a few years ago. Now they get to host the Rams. And they score. Niagara breaks through. Charlie Belanger, his 15th of the year. Or it looks like Lucas Fancy is leading the line. Looks like Belanger is pointing him out. So 5-3 with a minute 36 to go now. We're going to take a look at the replay here. Huntington up top with it, and then Belanger catches, fires, and it looks like Fancy got a stick on it out in front of Wakeland. And Belanger was pointing at Fancy immediately and giving him some nods before he even came there and pointed him to lead the handshake line. So that was Niagara's first shot on goal in some time, and they break through, and now they're only trailing by a pair.
92-93 right there. Belanger, that's his 27th point of the season, I believe. The primary assist.
Now here comes UNLV off the back of that goal. Johnson shoots, he scores! Bryce Johnson, a hat trick! Responded right away. And how about that for the freshman?
How about it? It's been Mario DiMizio and Bryce Johnson.
Oh, we got a hat on the ice. Wait, how do they do that, though? Because there's netting that goes all the way around, so there's a replay. I'm not even sure how that went in.
That's an impressive throw.
And Jackson Wyatt goes and picks up the hat and brings it back to the bench. So hat trick for Bryce Johnson. We'll see if we'll be speaking to him post-game. For the post-game interviews, make sure to follow us on Twitter at UNLV Rebel Hockey. Those post-game interviews for all home games will be posted to that account. So if we do end up speaking to Bryce Johnson, he's a man of many words. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about this hat trick. So minute 13 to go now in this one. And I was wondering when Johnson was going to get that hat trick goal. I just didn't want to say it. Didn't want to risk it out to Jakes and have that blow back on me. So we kept it player, we kept it P. You see what happens.
Yep.
And Wakeland makes another save with 1:08 to go.
Well, what a team effort from UNLV this week in a
absolutely
statement series for the Skating Rebels coming in to this weekend versus the number 3 team in the country. They were number 4 themselves.
But I imagine at least these two flip-flop in the next rankings if this score holds for the next 1 minute to go in the third period.
We'll see what the computers have to say.
We will see what the computers have to say after this weekend. It's a foot race. Colzer and Carollo, and Kelly picks it up, moves in, shoots one off the mask of Dominski. Kept in, Coons snaps his twig in 2, rotten luck, and now here comes Niagara with under 40 seconds to go. Coons gaps Colzer, and they go to the ice together in the corner. We'll see if they can sort things out, and they're wrestling, and they're still wrestling. Coons shoving Colzer to the ice. He gets him in a headlock and takes him down. And Coons still going after Colzer. And we have a bit of fireworks in the late stages of this game. And that's rare. You usually don't see Dylan Coons that animated. I wonder if they're just going to show him the door or they're going to send him to the penalty box. Looks like Colzer, is he being shown to the box? So roughing is the call. I don't think Colzer's going to get anything for that one. He's popping up a seat on a foldable chair behind the bench. And it looks like Kuntz is the only guy in the penalty box for UNLV, so 20 seconds to go. Kuntz has posted 2 minutes for a rough after his bout with Coulter. So in the final moments of this game, we had a bit of a dust-up. Once again, that's Dylan Kuntz for a rough. After he locked horns with Seth Coulter. Now Niagara getting some extra power play work. Down low, fed towards the goal, doesn't get there. Under about 5 to go now, and rink-wide feed from the left dot. Shimmy, shimmy, shot there, save, or blocked by Mason Kelly in some pain, but hey, that pain's worth it. UNLV sweeps the Niagara in the opening series of 2026 off the back of the freshman. Multi-point night for Mario DiMaggio, multi-point night for Bryce Johnson, obviously, with the hat trick. So the freshman class stepping up in a big way for UNLV. Once again, they're off next weekend before they host CSU on the 23rd and 24th. Same time, same place, same broadcast location. Right here on the UNLV Hockey YouTube channel.
A big statement for this UNLV defense. All series long, going into this game we thought, as we're getting the replays of the goals tonight, but going into this series with that special teams, Niagara's got a lethal power play unit. 45%, second in the ACHA. Goose egg on the power play this weekend for Niagara. UNLV, on the other hand, capitalized at least 4 times, possibly 5 if I'm misremembering, but at least 4.
And what a weekend.
There's one of them for Bryce Johnson. In his office, if you will.
Yeah, the right circle, Bryce Johnson's office.
Special teams coming to play for UNLV, the penalty kill unit. A
Charlie
lot
Masick
of
as well.
Dramatics last night with the 5-on-3 2 minutes, the ejection for the bench penalty. UNLV responded well.
Here's Mario DiMaggio, the snipe, getting rewarded for his pretty passing efforts this weekend. Niagara wouldn't go away. Lucas Fancy, the redirection goal. And then Bryce Johnson, a hat trick. The freshman with an amazing effort tonight and this whole weekend. Them and the whole freshman class. The teams have shook hands and going to gather together at center ice to say a prayer. And we're going to finally let you go for the weekend. Once again, January 23rd and 24th, UNLV hosts CSU, 7 p.m. puck drop here at City National Arena. On behalf of AJ Reed, Kyle Sparrow, Zoe Salas, Marcus Bray, Jack Bridges, Rolando Guerrero, Gene Gomez, and everyone here at the UNLV hockey media team, we thank you for tuning in. We hope you all take care, and we hope to see you right back here in just a couple of weeks when UNLV hosts CSU.